What's up, YouTube? Been a long time. Paul here. Just wanted to make a video today and hopefully get back onto the whole YouTube train like I've said I would in the past. But as some of you may or may not know, not some time ago I started up an apparel-related automotive brand, and for the last about year or so we've been attending events across Canada and so forth, and today we're actually headed to Montreal for a popular automotive show called Eurokracy. We're just getting the Jeep packed up and getting ready to head out and tow all our shit to Montreal now. And along the way, actually, I'm going to be picking up a new project vehicle in Montreal, which I'm really excited about. So I figured we'd do a little video just to show you guys kind of what it's like getting the booth set up at an event like this, and what it looks like running the booth. And of course, since I'm picking up a project vehicle, I thought it might be fun to give you guys a little inside look at what that vehicle looks like at its starting point. And of course, as it starts to evolve and we start to do modifications to it, we hope to do a video series there where you get to come along through that process and see exactly what we're doing to the vehicle, and ultimately what we hope it's going to look like by the time it arrives at a place where it's ready for the show season. Anyways, it's only 5:15 in the morning right now. The sun hasn't even come up, so that's why I'm filming this intro right here inside my house. We're going to go outside and finish getting the Jeep loaded and getting all of our cargo good to go, and we're going to hit the road. But we'll check in with you guys along the way and give you some updates, and then when we get to Montreal, we'll give you a look at the project vehicle, and we'll go through the setup process of the booth with you guys, so you guys can have a more inside kind of look at what it's like being a vendor at one of these automotive events instead of being a spectator. Anyways, guys, stay tuned, and we'll see you back shortly. Here getting gas. We only have about a quarter tank, so we don't want to start the trip like that. Say good morning, Quinn.
Good morning, guys. I'm barely awake.
So yeah, we're just grabbing gas here at the en route. We're still just barely getting started on the trip, but we want to top up before we get on the road. So yeah, we'll get some gas here, grab a morning coffee to get us going, and we'll be back on the road headed for Montreal. Stopping at an en route to grab an energy drink to get another little pick-me-up. So far we've made it to Trenton, Ontario. We're about 2.5 hours into the 6-hour trip. So just gonna head inside the en route here and grab an energy drink, go to the restroom and everything. Then we're gonna get back on the road. Drive in Ontario without what's countless fucking issues with traffic and construction and detours. that's what we're dealing with right now. We're in Cornwall and the highway's closed, so it's making us detour off to take some random side road. So add another probably 20 minutes, half hour to the trip. Not the end of the world, just a pain in the ass. But we're probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours now from picking up the Scion. So when we get there, we'll give you guys a look at the car. Okay, so we just bought the Scion XP. I didn't want to get on camera with the seller there because she didn't speak a lot of English and she seemed a little nervous about the whole thing in general, so just didn't want to shove a camera in her face, you know. Anyways, give you guys a quick look at the vehicle. Overall, for a 2005, it's in all right shape. We've got to address some rust under this here rocker, and there's a few other minor places that need a little bit of body work. A little dent up top here, some rust that's been redone here poorly. But overall, for a 2005, decent shape and going to be a relatively good starting point for the build that we have planned for this vehicle. So it's only got 167,000 kilometers on it, which isn't too bad. Look at the interior. Definitely gonna need a good stereo system and a double din for sure, but overall not too fucking shabby. So I'm just gonna head over to the hardware store. We've got to grab a few things that we need for the car event tomorrow, and probably get some zip ties or double-sided tape because one of the rocker panels is kind of just barely hanging on for dear life, and I don't want to be driving around with that thing just shaking in the wind. So we're gonna get that taken care of. Probably stop and get some dinner at some point in Montreal. I got a hankering for a real good poutine, so we'll check back with you guys in a little bit. So I've had a chance to drive the vehicle now for probably about a half hour or so, and I'm happy to report that suspension seems good. Tires are fucking old as shit, but not bad. And so far there's no kinks or knocks or bangs in any of the suspension when you're turning or anything. Took it on the highway nice and quiet for the most part in terms of the engine. There's no anything that sounds bad. So first necessary mod, of course, was we went to Canadian Tire and got this bitch an FM transmitter, because yeah, that's an old ass radio, and trying to survive without music, that's not the plan. That's not the plan.
Hey Paul, check this out. You got a tow hitch ready for the fucking trailer already.
Oh yeah,
Check
look at that.
out.
Imagine this thing trying to tow something, eh? That would be fucking hilarious. Yeah,
It's as big as the freaking.
it's larger than the vehicle, probably weighs 2 times as much as it. Yeah, something tells me towing that probably would not be the move. But yeah, we just stopped off here to get a quick bite to eat, use the restroom and stuff like that, and then we're gonna finish our rest of our journey to iCar, which is where the event's being held, and do a little bit of setup of some of our fixtures and so forth, and get the booth kind of a head start on setup for tomorrow. So once we get to the track, we'll give you guys a look at kind of what the booth's looking like and what the track looks like. But for now, I think we're gonna get ourselves either a poutine here or maybe some Thai food, one of the two. But we'll check back with you shortly. So we're just stopping to get some food, Quinn and I, and we stopped at a shawarma place, and suffice to say, this meal looks absolutely incredible. So I'm gonna eat the shit out of this, and then we're getting back on the road. If you guys are ever in Quebec and looking for a place to eat, that meal that we just had was fantastic. We're at a place called Amir. They do shawarma, beef and chicken, wraps, plates, all that jazz. And suffice to say, it was fantastic. What do you think, Quinn?
Oh,
how was the meal?
Amazing. The best potatoes I've ever had.
See, that's the kind of testimonial right there. Should get you off your ass and go get some shawarma. So we're about to get back on the road, about 45 minutes from the track, like I said. So we'll talk to you in a bit. Airport. We just passed the airport and the track is just up here. Setup is till 9 p.m. and it's about 6 p.m. now, so we still got 3 full hours. Got to go talk to the people at the front gate and get our passes and let them know we're a vendor, and then they'll tell us where we can go set up. Once we get to our setup spot, we'll jump back on here and give you guys another look. So we got our spot now. The entrance is just over there off in the distance, and it runs, all the vendors will be up and down this paddock here, and this is our 20 by 10 space. Each of these squares is 20 feet across, and I think 20 feet this way. So I think it's 20 by 20 each of these squares. So we'll have room to set up both of our tents and have all of our garment racks and stuff underneath our secondary tent. That way tomorrow, if we have any inclement weather, you can shop from our external racks. Things that are not underneath the main tent will be underneath another tent. That way you don't get rained on. Let's hope we don't have another Berlin Classic where the booth is under 2 inches of water half the time. But yeah, we're just about to, we got everything pulled out of the trailer and we're just about to start setting everything up. So once we get the tent set up and a bit of the gear, we'll give you a look at how the setup's coming together. Just kind of wanted to give you guys a look at, you know, what it looks like before it all gets put together. It's quite a bit of stuff. As we continue to add more and more product lines, and we start to bring more and more shirts and different items with us to these events, we continue to grow our footprint, and we add new fixtures, we bring more and more gear with us. So anyways guys, like I said, we're gonna start getting things set up and we'll give you a look shortly. Well, our setup process went well, nice and quick. The only exception being the drill bit that we were using to get our tent screwed into the ground gave us a little bit of trouble, but thankfully the folks over there at Racing Line were able to give us a hand and we got our tent screwed in. So like I mentioned earlier, we've got the 10 by 10 refined tent. And then we brought an additional 13 by 13 sun shelter just so we can set up all of our garment racks and so forth under a shelter. Normally all of these items would just be outside of the booth area for customers to browse, but just in case we have inclement weather, it's good to have this sunshade here to protect us from the rain, and of course to give people a break from the sunshine if it's too warm. But as for the setup of the merchandise and the setup of the few remaining items you see here, we'll handle those tomorrow. Today, that's all we want to do. We don't want to get the merchandise set up because this area will be left unattended tonight. So obviously, you know, there'd be issues with leaving merchandise out. So we're going to have all the merchandise locked away, of course. And then when we come in tomorrow morning, the event doesn't start, I believe, until 11 a.m. We'll get here for, you know, 8:30, 9 in the morning, and we'll get all the merchandise set up. So like I was saying, our Airbnb is about 30 minutes north of here. We're just gonna get our belongings moved over to the Scion here. And we're gonna head over to the Airbnb. We'll give you guys a look at the joint we got for the weekend when we get there. And then when we get back here tomorrow in the morning, we'll give you guys another look at the setup. And we're hoping, if with any luck, we can get the GoPro mounted tomorrow in a position where we can give you guys a bit of a time lapse on some of the happenings tomorrow. So you can see just kind of what it's like from the inside of running the booth, and just, you know, how many customers come up and just what the interactions are like throughout the day. I think that would be a fun kind of inside look for y'all. So let's hope we can make that happen. But anyways, we're about 30 minutes away from the Airbnb and we got to hit a Canadian Tire. So we'll check in soon. Got a temporary banner on the Scion. It's going in for a lot of body work and stuff, but you know what? We'll keep one on there until the jobs gets done. Why the fuck not, right?
Crazy build, bro. Crazy car.
I came from Toronto.
So do we, man.
Oh, you guys did?
Yeah.
You guys did a long drive, eh?
Yeah, big time. That was great.
Excited for tomorrow?
Hell yeah. Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Have a great night.
I'll be at the Liquid Molly.
Perfect. We'll see you there.
Oh, perfect. Thanks, guys.
So we just arrived at the Airbnb. Sorry about the lighting. It's a little rough, but cute little chalet. Nice sectional couch here. Kitchen. There's the light. Oh, that light's not working apparently. Oh, there we go. Bathroom. So, the battery died when I was giving you guys the tour. Anyways, I showed you the living room. I showed you the kitchen. There's not too much exciting here. I showed you the bathroom. I showed you Quinn bumping into shit. This is the quote-unquote master bedroom here. Clawfoot tub. And then the cool part about this particular space is there's a bit of a loft here. So, come up these stairs here. Ceiling's a little tight, so you gotta watch it, but there is a couple single beds up here. And it's cool, overlooking the cabin, so. Anyways, we are going to get unpacked and do some relaxing, so we'll check with you guys in the morning. Well, good morning. We just had a night here in the cabin, the Airbnb that we got to last night. You couldn't quite see because it was dark as shit. And we're just getting ready now to head down to iCar for the event today. The event starts at 10 a.m. as far as spectators are concerned, but exhibitors like us, we can start showing up at 8:30, I believe. So we want to get there on time so that we've got plenty of time to set up all the merchandise and not feel rushed. So, but yeah, we're just about to head out. We've just got the BTN boys here stalling, I think. Oh,
Yes, milking her.
Cole's ready to go. Quay's ready to go. What about Dave?
Bringing this panda blanket for this girl. You know?
Dave looks like he's almost ready to go too. Panda, are you ready to go?
You need your blankie in a car, don't you, girl?
Yeah, Panda's ready to go for sure.
You've been ready, huh?
Good girl.
Okay, then we're taking
So yeah, we're just about to head over to iCar. We'll check back with you guys when we start getting the booth set up, and we'll give you a look at what all the merchandise setup looks like. Until then, we need to go get ourselves some caffeine. So we'll talk to you shortly.
Bluetooth connection successful.
You know, we're just sending it before we get to the track. Yeah, bro.
At 1.5 liters of pure fury. So we just arrived at iCar, caffeine in hand, and it's safe to say that the landscape here today looks a lot different than it did yesterday. So this is the exhibitor paddock, all the way down there. Right now it's about 8:30 a.m. The event doesn't start until 10, so we're going to finish getting the rest of the booth set up and all the merchandise. Once we get everything set up, we'll give you a look at what it looks like. And then at some point today when the show gets started, we'll take you for a walk around and show you guys what the vendors have to offer and kind of what the show has to offer. There's a burnout competition, there's lapping, there's dragging, there's all kinds of shit going on today. So we'll make sure we tune back in with you later and give you guys a bit of an update. But for now, time to get the booth set up. So we'll talk to you in a bit. Naturally, because we're very lucky people, as soon as we got set up and the event got started, so did the rain. So we had to move everything under the tents to try to keep everything dry, but who knows if that's gonna work. But the booth's looking pretty good overall. Give you guys a brief overview. We still have to get our stickers and banners all set up here, but that's what this table's for, stickers and banners. But we haven't had an opportunity yet, so. Those are 16 of the designs. A couple more there. Rack of shirts. Rack of hoodies. So yeah, we're gonna work on getting the stickers and banners all set up. Hopefully, drop something there. Hopefully, the rain lets up soon and we can move shit out so it's not so crowded. But yeah, I'm gonna get the banners and stickers set up, and then once the rain slows down a little, we'll do a walk around of the paddock. We give you guys a look at what some of the other vendors have to offer, and then once the events start, like the drifting, the burnout and all that, burnout comp, we'll make sure we get some footage of that for you as well. But for now, getting it back to the booth and give Quinn a hand. We got booths set up beside us today. Dave, Owen, and Cole are all here. Their booth's looking fucking mighty spicy today too.
You got your up here?
What? I didn't think of that. Oh.
Trust the process.
I remember my
TP all day.
Layout's looking really good though. And the boys are all stocked up.
This table's kind of pitiful. Don't like that.
LED stickers. Setup's looking good, guys. I like it. I like it.
Yo, we learn from the best, you know?
That's it. All right, we'll check back with you guys in a little bit. Let's hope this fucking rain fucks off. Pray for us.
What's the plan, bro?
Well, we're gonna make frequent stops at your mom's house, you fucking dweeb. Nah, we're just finishing getting set up. We got all the stickers set up. We got the banners out and everything, so the booth's kind of done. Quinn will go over and give you guys a quick little look, but so far so good. Rain stopped, can't complain.
Let's slap that sticker on that real quick. Where are we gonna put her, buddy?
This one's going on the side here.
Oh yeah.
Right next to the existing stickers that were here when I bought it. Stretch and poke. This is what I like to do right here. Eat, not so much this.
And then I like to stretch and poke your mom.
You dweeb.
And when you put it on like a pro, it always looks good.
Yeah, boy. Now get this fucking corner peeled back.
Peel that guy up. I'm gonna zip over there as fast as possible.
Bam.
Bam. Let's go see the shop. Welcome to the refined laboratory here. We got this set up over here so that it looks good. We'll take a look at our unit.
It's something deep. Yeah, I think so.
Take a nice little walk in through, check our inventory, kind of go through our stuff a little bit, go through our hoodies, check our new drops. These are extremely comfortable. These gold ones are gorgeous. Nice backs on them. We got our new GTR up there, our Toronto Skyline with our 3 cars. And of course, we've got our Heritage Edition, all of our Japanese and our Germans. We got our new sticker racks here. Sorry about that, guys. Let's continue this tour here. We got our hats and everything. We got our LED mirror. Got some customers here. Got our little shirts down here. And that's it. That's our tour. There's our boy Dave. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting us. Appreciate it.
Day 1 at Eurokracy complete. It was a good day overall. Sorry we didn't have an opportunity to get out there and show you the vendors today, but we'll show you them tomorrow. we're just in the middle of getting packed up right now, getting everything all packed for the night so that when we come back tomorrow morning, get set up again. But the rain held up for the most part. We had about 20 minutes of rain earlier, very light rain, but as you can see, it is brewing something fierce right now. So good thing the event ended just in time before the inclement weather hit. So we will be back here again tomorrow, of course, and hopefully at that time we can show you around. Maybe tonight we'll drop in with you guys and when we're hanging around the Airbnb and get a few clips or something. But for the most part, that's probably a wrap for day one of Eurokracy. Yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in so far, and there's more to come tomorrow, so we'll catch up with you then. Good afternoon, YouTube. We are back at Eurokracy today. Today is day number 2 of 2. It's Sunday. The skies are blue, the sun is shining, and it's gonna be a great fucking day. We're gonna will it into existence, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, the event's already been underway for about 2 hours or so. We got here this morning about 9 a.m. and we got the booth all set up. Well, we had to set up anyway, and now we're just here plugging away, making sales, hanging out with the fellas from Boost the North, and having a good fucking time. Quinn looks like he's about to have lunch. But yeah, it's a nice fucking day today. The sun is shining, the paddock's looking nice and full. There's a lot of drifting going on, as you can hear in the background. And yeah, not a single complaint. I'm gonna get a chance to walk around shortly here, and I'll give you guys a look at some of the vendors and some of what's to offer here at the event. And then yeah, hopefully later today we'll have an opportunity to get over to the drift track if I can get away from the booth, and we'll get some footage there. And I know there's a burnout competition that's in store for today. That should be really fun too. But for now, I'm just gonna dart around, give you guys a quick little tour of the event and a quick little tour of the booths here. And maybe we'll showcase some vehicles. I know they did a top 100 show and shine, which is just up this way. And there's some crazy heater vehicles up there. So anyways, it's a little loud. We'll do a little tour and we'll roll some background music probably throughout it. So stay tuned. just a quick tour of the paddock. There's a few vendors over on this side, over here near the drift track, but I'll give you a look at those a little bit later. That was just the main area here. It starts down there at the Liquid Molly DJ booth, and it's both sides all the way to the end where the show and shine was, where I showed you guys all the vehicles at Wild Stance and the Unitronic booth. So all along here is vendors. There's some over there by the drift track, like I mentioned, that I'll show you a bit later. But for now, I'm going to give Quinn a hand at the booth. Well, folks, and with that, Eurokracy 2023 comes to an end. Everyone's just finishing packing up here at the paddock, and all the exhibitors and cars have all left. The event ended at 4. It's probably a little after 5 now. We're just about finished packing up, as you can see. And then we are going to hit the road. Not sure if we're going to be stopping and getting some grub or what the plan is, but we will check in with you if we do stop to get some food. And then once we get back to Ontario later tonight, I will tune in with you guys with a few final thoughts on the event, and that's about it. For now, I better get back to packing so that these guys aren't doing it themselves. Well, it's the next day, as you can tell, and after getting a good night's rest last night, after that long-ass drive back from Montreal, I just wanted to jump back on here and kind of wrap everything up with a little bit of a conclusion and some final closing thoughts. We had a great time at Eurokracy 2023 in Montreal. The event didn't turn out quite as busy as we expected. The turnout was still great, and it was still an awesome time to get out there and meet and interact with a lot of new customers, and hopefully establish a little bit more of a foothold in that area, which was great. But we went into it with big expectations, like we often do, and unfortunately, those expectations weren't met. The amount of spectators that were at the event versus the previous year that I attended as a spectator, it seemed like the attendance just wasn't quite as strong, unfortunately. But all things considered, we're still glad that we took the time to go out there for the event, and hopefully we'll be returning next year, but that's left to be seen. But yeah, one thing you always have to consider with these events from a vendor perspective is that you have to look at your cost to attend, of course, versus what you make. And keeping an eye on the numbers is definitely important. You know, to attend these events as a vendor, oftentimes there's a pretty hefty price tag. You know, for example, this event, I don't want to disclose like the exact amount we paid, but you know, it's pretty significant compared to just attending that event as a spectator. So with that vendor cost, and with the cost of travel, the cost of, you know, a hotel or an Airbnb, the cost of you know, paying helpers or employees and stuff, you know, everything starts to really add up. And when things are adding up as quickly as they are, even though it's important to keep a close eye on those numbers and hope that you can come out profitable, since that ultimately is the goal, it is important too to consider the value that you're getting by reaching a new audience. For example, when we attend car shows here in the Greater Toronto area and Ontario in general, a lot of the customer base here and the people in the car scene here know we exist. You know, we've been to enough shows now over this last year that the overwhelming majority of people are aware of our name, they're aware of our brand, and they're aware of the type of products we offer. So getting out to another province and another location to advertise our goods to a completely new and different audience, there's an inherent value in that we can't put a price tag on. So it's kind of hard to quantify that part of it, of course. If there's one piece of advice that we could give to some of these organizers, the folks at Eurokracy included, it would be that you should be focusing on more so trying to drive up the spectator attendance versus trying to get more registered show vehicles or more registered vendors and etc. You know, without spectators, your vendors aren't going to be successful. And if your vendors aren't successful or aren't successful at how they view it in their eyes, then they're unlikely to attend in the future. So it's important to, you know, put a keen focus on growing that spectator count as much as possible. And I really think the key to doing so these days is creating an interactive experience. Create something that people feel compelled to leave the house for. You know, unfortunately, these days, a lot of content and can be consumed from home, and a lot of things people can consume directly from their phone or their computer. So they're less inclined to leave the house for events like this, especially when they come with a price tag. Sometimes they can be pretty significant. So having said that, I would challenge these organizers to think of new and interesting ways to create an experience at the event. And yes, as a vendor, we understand that there's no magic bullet and there's no one-size-fits-all kind of scenario. There's no easy solution to having your event be as busy as you'd like it to be. I mean, with the current state of the economy here in Canada, it's no shock that the attendance levels at a lot of events in general this year is down. So it really is on us, you know, the vendors and the organizers, to really try to incentivize people to really want to feel like they can't miss out. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed coming along with us on this trip to Montreal for Eurokracy 2023. We wanted to give you guys kind of a look at what it's like being a vendor at one of these shows versus being a spectator. You know, we've all attended a car show as a spectator or a registered vehicle, or most of us in the past, but attending as a vendor can be a little bit different. There's a little bit more involved, and it's just kind of nice to see the other side of the coin for once. Hopefully you guys enjoyed having a look at the flip side of things, and if there's anything you feel that we could bring you guys in terms of content for these vlogs, then please let us know in the comments below. At the end of the day, we really want to, in the future, continue doing this kind of thing and taking you guys with us when we go on trips to events like this, because not only is it a good time getting to document things and have something to kind of look back on later, but also I really feel there's some value for some of you guys here to see the other side of the coin. And perhaps in the future we can take you guys on an inside look at other things behind the scene, like how we manage production, how we do design, how we source and manufacture products, and a multitude of other things that come with running a brand. But for now, this just was a little bit of an introduction to things, and this is our first video of this kind. So please, by all means, give us any and all feedback down in the comment section below, and we'll seek to improve however we can for future videos. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Hopefully you took something away from this video, or you just enjoyed watching it and it was some entertainment value for you. Either way, we thank you. And don't forget, guys, our website is continuing to be more and more populated as the days goes by with new products. So if you're ever looking for anything, you know, keep up to date with us on Instagram, of course, but you can always jump over to refine.club, and we'll be adding new products all the time, even throughout the winter season this year. So anyways, folks, thank you very much for watching. We appreciate you. We love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, though, peace, guys.